WWE and right now in AEW, and they're kind of leading the pack. But I want to see every single one of those companies do well.
So support Brock Anderson and check him out again, January 11th, MLW Dallas, and you can check them out on their YouTube page. And then he and CW are going to head back down to Winston-Salem for AML, Act of War Games. So big shows for him. I wanted to talk to you real quick because in current wrestling, Arn, big buzz the last few weeks. Actually, last night, last week, AEW, you can now simulcast and find content of theirs on Max. Last night, WWE debuts Raw on Netflix to not just the U.S., to the world, in an event that was just simply incredible. Man, the evolution of the wrestling business is just, it's phenomenal to see on display now. And now into this new streaming world and the platform. I mean, what do you think about this as it continues to expand globally with both these brands?
Well, I hope TNA blows up.
Yep.
I hope New Japan blows up. I hope MLW and AML blow up. It's not just the two leaders, which happen to be WWE and right now in AEW, and they're kind of leading the pack. But I want to see every single one of those companies do well because, let's face it, these young guys need to get as many reps as they can. That is the most critical and crucial part of the industry that's missing. And I don't believe it's a fix. I don't think they're ever going to go back to the companies that are running 4 days a week. I just don't see that happening. I see AEW possibly expanding just to doing more special live events where they load the cards up. But on a regular basis, I don't see that. But I am very proud to see that, the wrestling has ballooned up to what it, if you watched that show last night, which I did streaming.
Yeah.
And I didn't find that Netflix till a few years ago. I
Sure.
used to hear about it. Aaron would talk about it. Brock would talk about it. And I would go, okay, it's another HBO. And that's just the way I kind of blew it off. But man, there is so many people that there's a host of shows. It's like the one that's Yellowstone. The guy that came up and co-wrote that and co-produced that with Kevin Costner. Now he's got about 7 shows.
He's got a whole universe. Yeah.
He's got his own whole category. That's just his stuff.
And it's all on platforms, Peacock and streaming, Paramount. Yeah, dude.
And you can see it. You can see his fingerprint on every one of the shows, even they're a little bit different.
Yeah.
But you can still see his just writing style and the way he brings the characters along and all that stuff. So I think it's going to be a situation where on the pay channel, people
Netflix.
Netflix, they're not going to worry about, paying a little extra if they're getting content that they wouldn't normally get on regular TV. And that's going to be the issue.
It's incredible to think that pro wrestling is the first live episodic show that Netflix of any show they could do, the first live episodic show they're having on their platform is pro wrestling. How cool is that?
Be proud you're part of it too now, Paul. We all contribute. Every one of us contribute to the success of the business.
The video they did to open that show where they went back and showed the forefathers and Triple H did the voiceover. It was over 3 minutes long. Cold chills. I don't know if you got to see it. I'll send it to you after, but just so good in mixing today's generation with the old stuff. They showed Flair getting out of the helicopter, some of the stuff that you remember from the 80s and Andre and Miss Elizabeth. I mean, just weaving the storytelling of pro wrestling to where it was today. no one does production and a video compilation like that, like WWE. It was so good. And it's just so fun. You say being a part of this industry, it's so fun to be able to see the growth. And when you say growth, that means opportunity, money and opportunity for the future generations behind you. And Arn, you are one of those foundational talents that help lay the brickwork, lay the foundation for today's generation and where it is. And so let me say thank you for all those airplane trips and bus trips and rides around the town as one of the bricklayers in building the foundation for where this business is today, because it's truly incredible. So really excited to see that.
Well, thank you for that. And if there's anybody out there that agrees with that, here's your chance to return the favor. Support Brock the way you supported me. And, there won't be a day that he gets up that he won't enjoy going to work. And that's all I can hope for him, because he's earned it too. He's the families of the wrestlers that have paved the way the last 40 years to get in this business, in the condition it is in, to be able to make a move like this. Those families probably sacrificed at least as much and maybe even more than the talent themselves.